Enjoy the show. Drive on Lugnutz.
We are going live on Twitch, YouTube, and the Facebooks for the 106th Lugnutz Podcast. And of course, welcome gearheads to damn it. Hang on. Such a fucking polish machine. Welcome, Lugnutz.
Welcome, this is Lugnutz. We're going to talk about the 2023 Honda Civic. I mean Integra. They're so similar. In Lugnutz, yes. Lawsuits, couple of them. That's fun. Alpha has got big plans. Dodge Doe. Mercedes AMG and an all-new DeLorean.
Play on the channel. Drive on Lugnutz.
Right on over here to pjandwh.com, where you're going to find all of the crazy and luggy and nutty moments like Dennis Lafayette, his film Another Man's Trash, coming out soon to a film con near you.
AnotherMan'sTrash.com?
Sure. But awesome film. We had a great time with him up there. Like we had a great time with last Lugnutz podcast, Nissan's Cherry Blossom Death Trap. Yeah, that just speaks for itself. Like Walljanger Gaming, Sunday through Friday, you'll find Big Brother and myself streaming right on over here. You're going through the Elden Ring. I popped the actual schedule up on the Twitch so Nate can see when we go live. And I am also going through the Old Republic, of course. So you can contact the team. Let us know all the luggy and nutty moments in your day-to-day. Maybe you have a crazy ride that you want us to talk about. But we want to talk about this first story.
Lawsuits. Well, Ford, Georgia is joining a 40-state lawsuit against Ford for falsely advertised real-world fuel economy model for 2013-14 in the C-Max hybrid payload capacity 2011 to 2014 Super Duty trucks.
That'll do it. If you lie about payload capacity, those people will be pissed.
Mm-hmm. Well, they promoted 47 miles per gallon. When it actually got, at best, 42. Average is 37 city, 40 highway.
Hang on, I got a sound effect with that.
No, that's right.
Yeah.
Well, just tell me what the car can actually do. I think that's what we want.
Yeah, no.
If you can only do 40 for a Super Duty truck, that sounds really good.
Whenever you're looking at the EPA's estimated mile per gallon, it's never right. Ever.
It's not. It is on ideal conditions, on their ideal mode.
Oh, so they have an algorithm and a simulation that says, that's probably
it. Yeah, that sounds right.
It's just, don't go to it like a Bible. That's my point.
Yeah.
It's not.
But
if you put crappy gas in your car, you're not
expecting almost 50 miles to the gallon, and I only get 40.
Oh, yeah, no, you're going to be pissed.
I'm going to be really pissed. Where's my extra miles to the gallon that you promised me? That's why I bought this.
Oof.
You know, things are brighter over at Malibu.
Hang on, I got one for that too.
Down here on the Malibu, we had the all-new Chevy Malibu. 2022 is the 9th generation Chevy Malibu, turbocharged 2-liter I4 LTG gasoline with 250 horsepower available. 260 torques.
Hmm.
Although that's only with the premium
Oh, yeah, of course.
trim level
Yeah.
and the 2023 model.
You Babe Ruth that
Well,
shit.
Yeah.
You show that one.
250 horsepower monster.
You know, you don't show when Babe Ruth bunted. You show when he hit the homer.
Yes. Or you could get a turbocharged 1.5 liter i4 LFV, 160 horsepower, 184 torques, which isn't bad for an average everyday vehicle.
No, not bad at all.
2 liter gets a 9-speed automatic transmission, and the 1.5 gets a CVT, so you're going to want the 2 liter.
Okay.
You want the transmission to last. Now, they could have had breakthroughs in CVT technology, but
God, I hope so.
I don't
Here's what we're going to do.
think.
We're going to get 2 cones. We're going to use a rubber band. And that's the transmission.
Well, if you want the North Sky Blue metallic paint code GA40, you better get it soon because it's going bye-bye. The same way as Silver Ice metallic paint code GAN and Cherry Red tint code paint code GSK.
That's
They
scary.
will be made in Kansas.
That's scary. That is especially scary. Kansas. Ooh.
Made in America. Looking for a car made in America. Here's one's made in America. You're gonna want the 2 liter. Don't get the 1.5. You don't want that, especially if you're gonna buy it. Like
Yeah,
you're
no.
buying an American car. Like
You're not going to be happy with a 1.5.
no.
A lot like being happy with this next story.
Oh, people may not be happy with this story if you're expecting the R-Type Integra from the past. They let them drive it this time.
The
Yeah, well, it won't come with squeaky wheels, but the Integra is set to come out soon, and then they let Road and Track give it a drive.
Oh.
Simply put, it's not the R-Type from your dreams.
Now, if they actually put a Type S model out there at like next year, I wouldn't be I wouldn't be surprised, and 2, this is just to get their foot out there and see, hey, who still cares about the Integra?
Not this one. It is only available with a liftback. Unlike
Well,
its
that's
faster brother, the Civic, has the liftback or the other option.
But that is true to the Integras, having that liftback. That was the whole style and purpose of that car. Is you had that liftback, and they even brought it over to the RSX. Is that liftback was the whole flair? Is that you have this nice fast sedan, but you can also just lift up your trunk, pop that passenger seat all the way forward, and fit something extremely long that you never thought you could in that tiny little car.
Okay, well, it has the same Honda engine, 200 horsepower, with the same 1.5 liter engine we've all come to know and love, but it'll come with a CVT transmission.
That is not dreamy. That is
One
scary.
day your car's just not going to move.
And here's my problem with CVT. It's like the 9-speed. You're going with more expensive fluid to combat your transmission issue that you're having. Because obviously you're having a transmission issue because they are trying to make things more efficient. And that is exactly where you have a lot of power loss right there at the transmission. So you're trying to think of different ways to transfer power more efficiently. But the CVT, I just can't stand behind. I can't.
Not fond of it. Regular old 6, I'll even say the 9 there. Yeah, it's fine.
I would rather a 9-speed. I would much rather a 9-speed. 100%. I have no
9-speed
problems.
manual.
Especially in the gray, I have no problems with this car anymore. But with the styling of it was. But with this transmission,
I think it's fine. Should be a bigger engine, I guess.
oh yeah.
2 liters fine for like an introductory model, but you need to like Mercedes that shit and offer like
I mean, even just Type S it and tune it up. make it more responsive.
Well,
is
speaking
another-
of tuned up, they have the interior they tried to class up, but it still shares key components of the interior with the Civic Si. So
this is my
you're
problem.
not really missing much.
I love the colors because that red is dreamy. That is such a good red, and I love the styling of that car. I do. I really do. It looks great in red.
Yeah. Well, it does look good.
I mean, even look at this. That grill with that red, we've seen it in a whole bunch of different colors. But with red, that is that sales color because everybody wants a red car, but they don't want to insure it. The wheels and everything with the black, that right there just sells the entire interior with me. You have that RDX screen. You're probably going to have the push buttons and the trackpad like everything else and that they're doing right now. There we go. But it's too accurate.
They say the Integra shares key components with the Civic, yet doesn't feel economy car adjacent. So they tried, I guess.
I mean, Acura has always tried to have a standard of like, look, everything has leather, everything has a sunroof. We have this premium but performance level. They're not luxury; they are performance brand. And like BMW is more of a performance brand. There's that they're a little bit more upper class, but there's that level of performance brands that when you look at this, even in the interior, I am completely
Looks
fine.
like an Integra. Well, they say the steering is precise, a light back end. The Integra needs more sound. It needs more of a sensation of speed, like, I don't know, maybe a bigger engine might put in.
Well, that's where I'm talking about. You make a Type S version next year, and you really sell all the people all of these problems. Really, are it's nice, but it's not that. That's where you really sell your Type S model, and you put all that stuff that they said. Yeah, but you missed this, this, and this. You add that into the Type S model, and now you have a full-on world hit.
Mm-hmm. He says, despite all this, it was a fun drive, which we couldn't expect.
I would not get white seats, by the way.
I would opt out of the white seats. It
Oh,
starts
my God.
at $36,800.
And then you spend $36,800 keeping those white seats white. It's not a good idea for white. Go for any other color.
But the 36.8 doesn't have upgraded sound system, the
Mhm.
sleeker display, or the ELS audio, or the adaptive dampeners, or the seat things.
Adaptive
or the
dampeners will increase.
ambient lights,
That's
or a manual transmission. But you get the rest of it.
I still can't help but like this car, man. Even with that CVT, and I you know how much I hate CVT transmissions, but I mean, it looks so nice.
Might be nice to lease.
Oh yeah, don't buy it, lease it. But I can see a lease. I could see a lease of that.
Because I could see a CVT would last a couple years.
Yeah,
But don't buy it. Don't
No.
buy a CVT. No.
I wouldn't drive it under those trees either. I mean,
Don't
that's-
park it under trees. Please, like they have sap. You may not see it. You do see it. Like you're gonna ruin the paint. And if you do, tune in later and we can tell you a guy to call.
Yeah, like Ghostbusters.
But
he'll
let's set
zap.
our sights alpha.
He'll zap that sap.
Alfa Romeo is setting its sights for a higher standard. I don't think there's any photos. Alphas aren't known for, say, quality. We all know one world famous gearhead who says Alphas are built perfectly briefly. And they quickly fall apart. But Alfa Romeo CEO Jean-Philippe says that they're going for Lexus quality of standard. J.D. Power 2021, the U.S. Quality Survey, said the Giglio and the Selvio had 204 issues per 100 vehicles, which placed them in the 28th spot.
Yeah, no, that's a lot.
Out of 32. But Toyota's premium division had 144 problems per 100 cars.
Okay.
So it's nice to hear they're really trying to shore things up and stop those problems.
144 for every 100 cars. That means on average, every car has probably more than one problem with it.
Mm-hmm. And I will say, I've been seeing these things everywhere.
Yeah.
All over the place. And they really do catch your eye when you see these SUVs.
Oh, yeah.
What was it?
That's
Silvio?
Once again, I'm a man of color.
Silvio.
That is a beautiful blue.
It's a nice shade of blue.
It's really good. You
And the
when
body
you nail
shape,
blue,
it catches your eye in traffic, so you're like, ooh, what's that?
oh yeah.
That's an Alpha.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Speaking of Stellantis, $300 million. That's
Oof.
the next story. Yeah, that should be it. Oh.
Nope.
Well, they go back to the Dodge. That one looks better.
Hang on. So,
Stellantis has a $300 million lawsuit on their hands. There was a multi-year investigation to conceal the amount of diesel pollution created by diesel engines in Dodge. So they're suing Dodge for $300 million for. In 2019, they had a recall for tailpipe stuff with emissions.
oof.
3 people will be charged for criminal charges.
Well, that's not good.
That is not good. But on a nicer note, Dodge is trying to also position themselves as a place for gearheads.
I mean, that's the place for it.
It really is. We saw it when we went to the auto show. They had all those custom parts you could add, aftermarket. They're really trying to encourage it. So despite a large lawsuit on their hands, they are trying to gear the company towards you. See, I turned that one around to a positive story.
That's
For your benefit. If you
That's
like
what you want to
Dodge.
call it.
I'm trying here. Let's hope the next story is about an AMG.
Oh, that's great. No, the next story is actually about a place where you can get your car
If you
detailed.
have happened to park under a tree with
Yeah.
sap, you might want to call Oreo's Detailing at, what's that number?
You want to call them at 484. Oh, Jesus. 402 hang on. 484 402 4334. And my man, Eric Seavey, he will hook you up. That's his Maserati right there. Not to brag. But he keeps it clean. And one way he keeps it clean is with that detailing service and that car wash. It will make your car not look as good as that Maserati, but as good as it can be. And you can find him right there. Call the number. You'll find him and all his best detailing services. He actually is very prominent on Instagram too, showing what the car looked like before and then what it turned out after.
Market
Very
Street.
nice person.
He's on Market Street in Westchester.
Absolutely. Find him and he will take care of your car 100%. And then, of course, mention keyword justice for 5% off.
I don't think he's going to do that.
Nah, he's fine. He's good. 5%.
I don't think you're going to get 5% off. See, this is the Jeep story. I love how it's in order. Jeep lawsuit, guilty, blah blah.
AMG though.
AMG has the final addition to to the V8 class.
Mm-hmm.
This E63 Mercedes AMG will be the last E-Class V8 by Mercedes.
They're all making their last models. They're not really
The last gas engine models, yeah.
And I mean, there's not really a resurgence of like,
Hey, we're doing this hydrogen thing.
or even like
Hey, we got an electric one coming out.
they're kind of staying very reserved, very
Yeah,
close
I
to
think
the
they
vest.
may be making this last one for a while.
I mean, as long as they can.
Yeah, well, until we get the infrastructure. But, with solar panels, you could probably, if you drive as little as I do, which most people probably do
No, most people
But-
watching a motoring show, they probably enjoy motoring quite a bit.
Yes, quite a bit. And if you want to motor in this, you could get a finish of carbon fiber with carbon fiber parts, gray AMG foiling, and a set of 20-inch rims all on that rim parts.
Pinky up.
Sure. They did pull the V8 last year due to quality issues. So
Well,
hopefully, since this is the last one,
they worked that
it
out.
won't become an even more scarce bargain for it someday.
Or it will, and then you're really gonna make out.
Well, I'll tell you who's going to make out.
It's next to it.
Nissan's going to do a pole-to-pole. Not a pole dance. They're going from one pole to the other pole with Chris Ramsey with
I don't-
a custom-built Aria
I don't
from magnetic north pole to the south pole.
I don't think they're connected all the way.
There is an ocean in between. They may be on a boat for portions of this, but
I mean, you're saying go
You can-
pole, like
it is possible to drive from the very tip of North America,
yeah.
Alaska,
Well, see there, but
all the way down to the very tip of South
is that?
America.
what is that, Cape Horn or whatever it is? Like, is that really a pole? Like, I mean, that is an
Well,
impressive journey. I'm not saying it's not impressive. It is
Let me
impressive.
tell you about the trip. The trek includes snow-covered glaciers, if they're left, at temperatures of negative 30 degrees Celsius, mountains to climb in hot, sticky jungles, and desert dunes.
Oh, it sounds like a Top Gear episode.
Well, he recently drove a Leaf 10,000 miles from UK to Suburbia
Oh, you're probably not talking about Fern.
in a rally.
You're talking about a Nissan Leaf, not a
Not-
Ferngully like a Leaf. 10,000 miles on my Leaf. Woo!
No, it was just a Nissan.
Oh. Well, that's less impressive than 10,000 miles in an actual Leaf.
Driving from one end of the planet, the very top, to the very bottom, that's kind of an impressive thing to do. And if you're going to do it in
Wow.
an area, that's the hydrogen one, right?
Yeah. All right.
You can do that with the hydrogen one easily. Battery power, probably not so much.
Impeded resistance.
But if they did do it with battery power, it'd take way longer.
Yeah. But,
But
good
lots
for them. Good for
Lots of people are hailing Hydra, just like this next story. The French.
I know.
The French Renault reveals that they hail Hydra with electric hydrogen concept. Here it says the French automaker. The vision incorporates a hydrogen engine, an electric motor, battery, fuel cells, a hydrogen tank, 2.5 kilogram tank, however the hell big that is. 2.5 kilograms. Oh, that's helpful.
I'm not even gonna pretend I know.
I
the
don't
conversion.
know that. I don't.
No.
And you know what? I care so little that
I can't
I
help but
didn't
imagine
bother to look it up
because that press conference it just sounded snooty.
because it'll get 497 miles of range, which sounds really good. That's just the
sounds
French. They don't mean it that way. They don't
No.
mean it negatively. It's just it's a cultural thing.
Yeah, I want to shit in your mouth. What? I said hello.
Well, 40 kilowatt hour battery that will be made in France.
So, quality.
497 mile projected range. I added the projected.
You probably should have, because
I think they can do it. I'm glad to see them moving into the.
I still think that's a bit
hydrogen
presumptuous. I mean, hydrogen, I don't know.
They
like,
could.
a lot
The
about,
government
but-
could have this huge hydrogen thing over there. Being I don't live in France.
The CIA.
Write us at pjandwh.com. Click on the Contact Us tab, and we'd love to hear about your French motoring.
Or your CIA.
Click right here.
Your CIA.
If you are in the CIA and you drive in France, we don't gotta tell your name. You just tell us what driving's like. You don't even have to tell us anything classified. Just like
You could have a cardboard cutout of your silhouette, like blacked out, and then, just.
you could hold up the.
You can do a Bane voice the entire time, and nobody will know who you are.
And we'll get the real story.
Well, we'll definitely get a story
We probably got diverged off. the
in
top.
this next story.
Yeah, man, because I saw this one, man. The DeLorean. We've been talking
Wow.
about this for a long time, but nobody has actually gotten really good views of it. But the US-based outfit is headed up by CEO Jos de Veres, previously a high-ranking official at Tesla and Karma.
It's amazing how they let them do both at once.
I know
It's not a bad. It's not a bad. I see that.
that.
I see the Karma influences in the design.
Yeah.
It does kind of look. All right, the doors are cool.
I like this. You got your dash screen. You got another screen right here. It's 4 seats. So you can access all 4 seats just by opening up those gull-wing doors. And that is taking all the inspirations of this. The CEO said that the Mercedes AMG GT and maybe the higher-end Porsches Porsche Taycans are an inspiration to this car, he told Auto Trader.
They want to have that type of level performance and 0 to 60 in 3.4 seconds, top speed 150 miles per hour, and 300 miles of range. I would imagine the range is not at the top speed,
No.
150 miles an hour.
It-
I don't think you're going to go 300 miles.
It will, however, get you back to 1968 with the flux capacitor. But
That's not that you have to
It's
provide
not
your
an option.
own flux capacity.
that's where they get you, man. That's where they get you. De Veres was tight-lipped on the car's underpinnings, going so far
Probably going to be a Mercedes AMG.
going so far only as to say the car is being built in Italy. We've outsourced that, and we have some partners on the UK, the powertrain side. So they're
Oh.
they're
Okay.
depending on the UK, but they have some different options here. Initially, De Veres explained the car will be sold in a limited run of 88, referencing the speed needed to time travel in the 1985 sci-fi film Back to the Future, in which the DMCs famously starred. Each will serve as an avatar for an associated NFT, meaning they won't be road legal. But the
They
rest...
won't be road legal. You'll never see it anywhere but a museum.
Yeah, but no, the rest of the product line will be low volume and made for those road legal conditions. No flux capacitor included. But as far as the look of the DeLorean, I am very happy
It's
with
a
it.
shame it's not road legal.
Well, no, they're gonna make some that look like that. It's just they're gonna have that limited run of 88 that are I don't know. Maybe they're gonna have a flux capacitor in the background. I mean, who fucking knows?
No.
But it's gonna be nice. Gull-wing doors and all that. Like over 300-mile range. What more could you want for a new DeLorean? Everybody's gonna want that. That is sexy right there.
It's
A
not
lot.
a bad car.
A lot like
It's never going to be legal to drive on the roads.
contacting the team. Another thing. That won't be
We'd
legal
love to hear about your motoring experience.
Maybe you got a lucky
happy,
and nutty
sad,
ride.
angry, or otherwise.
Do
Have
you have a-
worked really hard on something?
Do you have a lucky and nutty ride that's not road legal? Maybe it is. Maybe it's questionable. We still want to talk about it. Contact the team right here. And of course,
Is it a disguised AMG GT?
maybe it's a car that you made to look like something else. You know, like the people that make those cars that are like Lamborghinis and all that. That's a lot of effort that you have to put to impostering a car. I'd love to talk about
Plywood.
it.
Sure, we'd love to hear about it.
Contact the team. And of course, this is none other than a long drawn out goodbye because it does not matter if you do have an imposter car or a Tesla. Nothing rolls without Lugnutz. We'll see you next week, gang. Drive on!
And you gotta don't just put on the lug nuts. You gotta
Oh yeah,
put them on
right. Yeah, and in the star pattern.
across the star pattern.
Yeah.
You don't want your wheel to pop off. It's a little tip of the day here.
Ooh, torque it to spec.
Yeah. Nice torque wrench. Digital torque wrench.
The F1, you know, they got one lug nut, but still, they torque it to
Still,
spec.
sometimes they
Oh, it's
screw it
hard
up.
to get in and out sometimes,
A
especially
couple
on those-
races ago, one guy was out. He was really ahead. They just stripped it.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's it. Thanks for joining us.
Drive on, Lugnutz! Bye-bye!
Play on my tangers. That was a good segue. Our Island Kelly.
I know, Linky Doodlebutt. I know. You feel that fan?
Yeah. It's good. I had a woman tell me that this shirt ruined Disney for her and she can never enjoy the Magic Kingdom. I'm like, good. More Magic Kingdom for me. You can fuck off. We don't need you there anyway. There's too many people. If you do think there's too many people at the Magic Kingdom, you know, like July, August, the hottest part of the year, there's fewer people. Lines are a little shorter because it's 1,000,000 degrees.
In Florida.
And Florida. Yeah, but you're safe when you're in the park. Get a nice meal plan. It's a nice trip. And they had those reasonably priced hotels, which when we went the first time in '88, we had to stay at Best Western. They didn't have them. Now they do. Try making an experience for everyone. And this could be included if they were a sponsor. They are not. Category action. Action. Wow, so many tabs.
Here we go. Again. On our own.
Ah, yes.
Going down the only road we've ever known.
This shit again. The mouse hates me.
Like a drifter, we were born to walk all alone.
Yes. And we walk right over to this first story.
Drive on Lugnutz.